want to stay. I'm not sure how much of an attraction it'll be to others, and I think in order for Jasper to flourish, there's gonna we have to go back, and other folks are gonna have a desire to move there, and so I think that's gonna be a challenge for them. I think really improving the economy, improving the schools. I know they have some good people that are doing that, but that's got to continue to happen, and I just think also though the political climate has to change. I think there's a lot of distrust now, and because we didn't talk about it, but there's a lot of distrust now because of the situation with the the sheriff and I think Mike Loud and other folks, and there's just a lot of stuff that could be that if it continues, it's almost like pulling the scab off the wound. And that situation really was pulling the scab off, and now really, okay, this is really a bad. It really kind of opened up some things, I think, and I'm not sure how much more of issues and incidents like that Jasper can deal with, that Jasper can handle, and then of course you got the issue with the storms. Every time the Rita came in, other than all those things are taxing onto the economy because people leave because what's there to keep me. And so I think that's going to be critical.
But the group of people, because you said this earlier, the group of people that held the African American community together, as they were going, that provided all those activities and things for us to do. That group, as they are, moving on or passing on, I think I wonder now if there's another group that's coming up, because a lot of us moved away. So I'm thinking now there are a few of my classmates that are still there, that are trying to take on those different roles, but I don't know if there's enough of that still left there to continue to do what that group of people did for us as children or teens. Okay. So
yeah, and I think we got to find a way and make it. When I say we, the people who left, we have to make it a priority and important enough that we go back and give back, and whether it's financial support or whatever, whether it's ideas and being on committees or whatever. But I think it would benefit Jasper if there was some kind of concerted effort to reach out to the folks who may not be moving back there, but may be able to help, do something. And cause I think there are enough people that benefited from growing up there that would want to give something back if a vehicle was created in order for us to do that. So
maybe that's a campaign that you two might take on. Y'all might be good poster children. Maybe in all your spare time. Sounds like y'all are very busy.
No doubt.
But one day.
Yeah, I do think that's something that we probably have to do. I mean, we kind of we owe that to that, So maybe I go back and give back.
Yeah. Well, we're doing it, I guess, like here, but we need to get back to our roots.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to add that we haven't asked you about?
I think we probably, well, for me, I think you pretty much asked,
Okay.
all I think, I mean, it was just a good experience. It really was a good experience growing up. I mean, I'll be honest with you, it really was. But it was because of the leadership, and those same people are in place right now. And
I just getting older and
they are. Yeah, so that's the challenge. That's gonna be the challenge.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Do y'all have any questions that you would like to add? We cover everything. Yep.
You think more businesses will start up soon?
Just
Other than the prisons.
Well, it just depends. I don't know where. If I had to do an analysis of whether I would move my business there, I don't know enough about what's going on there to say, hey, it will make sense for me to move there. I don't know, because I don't know what the population is doing. I don't think it's increasing.
Well, I know I'm sorry. I know when we went there, when we stayed at that hotel, the owner of that hotel, he was so happy that we were doing this.
Yeah, he thought it.
And he was like, please, just do something, and everybody's leaving, and business wasn't good for him a little bit. He was kind of, he was so glad we're doing something.
To show a different perspective and then talking to a lot of different people. Yeah,
thank you. He was like, thank you very much.
To get our story out.
Do you have any black members of like the aviation clubs or the radio or the local newspaper, the Newsboy? Did y'all know any people who were a part of that?
Probably. Okay, so when you say aviation club,
There was another. Do you remember the name of the club that's on the edge of the Belgian? They meet there, and it's like it's not the Good Old Boys, but it's a political group.
oh yeah, we didn't know.
But they've changed they're an aviation club now.
Oh.
And so.
Yeah.
The name.
But there's some of the same people who are part of the radio station, and some of the same people who are part of the newspaper. So I just wondered if you knew any, if you had anybody that you knew personally that was a part of those organizations at all.
Or anything.
So if you would have asked me that, I guess the person that picture jumped in my mind was McNeil Adams. You remember McNeil? I mean, he was an engineer, but he was, if anybody knew anything about Jasper he was an engineer, so he did all of the platting of the land and all that kind of stuff. So he was like well, there was a couple, but he's probably the one that's still living. He's McNeil. Yeah, but you also had a Professor Stewart. I'm just thinking about these guys who were in these positions that, I can't think of any of them that would be a part of those organizations though, but Professor Stewart, he